Welcome to the Flipgrid tutorial video. What is Flipgrid? Well, it is a simple, free, and accessible video discussion experience for instructors and learners. It is a tool that is ADA compliant, so you can include all learners. Basically, you prompt students with text and or a video on any topic that you want, just like a regular discussion board, but instead of just typing your prompt, it could also be a video prompt. And what's really unique is that the students can respond with a video. So let's see a Flipgrid. And so I am going to go online here to www.flipgrid.com. And then when I do that, first word seems to change to info. Now, I have something called a join code, which when you create a Flipgrid, you're given that to provide to the students. The students simply go and they enter the join code. For this case, it's 15FD10CC. And then when they do, they see my prompt as well as the responses that I have received. So the prompt says, how has the COVID-19 pandemic affected you personally? Now I also have a quick video I shot asking students the same thing. So let me play that real quick.
Hi everybody. During this trying time of COVID, I'd like to know how your experiences have been. So please record a video lasting up to 1.5 minutes, letting us know how things have been for you. Hi everybody.
Okay, I won't play that again. Let me X out of there. And now you see that I have 2 responses already, and now I can record a response very easily. Okay, now we'll also look at this right here. This is called the immersive reader, and this will provide assistance for those who are sight or hearing challenged to be able to understand the prompt. So that's a great feature of Flipgrid. Okay, so now I can record a response very simply. And I'm just going to hit the black circle here for record. Now, there's lots of options and effects that we're going to go over later, but this is just a simple response. Hello, I am responding to the video prompt about COVID-19 and my experiences. Hello, I am responding to the video prompt about COVID-19 and my experiences. Okay, and then I can click next. I have a display name, so I can maybe, enhance that a little bit more. And I can put a link in there. Maybe I want to link something with my video for my instructor if I'm responding to the prompt. And I can also put in a description. Now, there's a lot of other things you can do, and again, we'll go over that later in the video. I'm going to click Submit. And now I can download the QR code, download the video, download the cover image, okay, and I also get a link. So that's on the student side what they would get. Okay, and so shortly we will see the third response pop up here. It's still processing. Okay, now how do you sign up for Flipgrid? Okay, very easily. You go to your flipgrid.com, and now you want to click on the educator sign up on the right hand side. Okay, now I've already signed up, so it just took me right in. Okay, but when you're new and you sign up today, it's free. Okay, you want to use your faculty at mdc.edu Microsoft credentials. Now, if a student was going to create their own Flipgrid account, they would need to use their @mymdc.net Google credentials. Okay, now I want to make note that students do not need to sign up for the Flipgrid account unless they're going to be creating their own Flipgrid discussion boards. To participate in your Flipgrid discussion that you've created, they simply need to enter that join code that you provide to access the discussion assignment. So again, they do not need an account, but they will need to log in with their email credentials so that Flipgrid can determine, based on your settings, if they're allowed to view your Flipgrid. So let's now learn how to create a Flipgrid. There's two things to know about in Flipgrid, basically. You have groups, and then you have topics. Now, a group is your specific class section or your topic. For example, college algebra versus calculus, or however you want to organize your Flipgrid discussion assignments. So again, it could be per section, it could be per topic, or you might have some other way that you want to store and organize all your related Flipgrid discussions. Now, a topic is specifically what you will ask students to talk about. What exactly is the prompt? Now, you can create topics that are or are not associated with a group. For example, let's say I create a document about the quadratic formula, and that is a topic now that I create. I can associate this topic with my college algebra group, but I may also want to associate the topic with my calculus group because that topic is relevant to both groups. Or I could just leave the topic alone and not associate it with any group. Now, if you create a topic from within a group, it will be associated with that group. If you create a topic outside a group, it has no association until you give it one. Okay, so I am going to now show you very easily in our Flipgrid how to create a group. So I'm going to go to my flipgrid.com and I'm going to log in. Okay, and notice here I have groups and topics. Okay, and we're under discussion here, which is mainly where we'll stay for this video. The rest of these tabs I'll ask you to explore on your own. They're kind of outside of the scope of this training. So the groups here, I want to create a group. So I'm going to click Create a Group. And now I can label it with whatever seems appropriate. So I could say MAC 1105, that's College Algebra's course code, Spring 2021, Monday, Wednesday, 8 a.m. So that's getting really specific, and that would make it just for that section of that class. Okay, I'm going to just type demo group for right now. Okay, and now the join code looks kind of complicated. Okay, so I am going to attempt to change that. Okay, and sometimes it actually lets me, sometimes it does not. Okay, so I'm going to just leave it like that for now because it's not letting me change it. Now down here with permissions, okay, so you can either use student email, student username, or Google Classroom. Okay, now student username is a little bit more work because you need a first name, last name, and username. Student email is really the easiest. I don't happen to use Google Classroom, so I'm not sure how to advise you to integrate that. But if you use it and it's helpful to you, great. Now, for those student emails, I can use a template or upload a CSV file that's like an Excel file of my roster. Another thing that I can do is I can enter a username or an email handle domain. Okay, so I am going to enter @mdc.edu to include all faculty that are at Miami-Dade College, and then I'll also enter mymdc.net, and that will include all the student emails. And so only people with those emails are going to be able to join the group. Now we also have group followers. So if I want students to receive email notifications when new topics are created and new videos are recorded, I can turn that on. However, I think that might actually be a lot for students to get all those notifications. So I'm going to leave it off for now, but it is an option to turn it on. And then I can make the group be active or maybe hidden. Maybe I'm not teaching this class this semester that the group revolves around, so I can hide it as well, and I can make it active later. And then I can drop an image file here, or I can click to browse. Okay, I'm just going to select something from nature, let's say, and maybe this cute cat or something. Okay, whatever you want, and create group. Okay, and now I can share with my students the group through this link or one of these services. Okay, I can also copy the embed code or the link to put in my learning management system. Okay, so that is the group I have just created. Okay, and I want to show you, if I come out here to discussion and then I go to groups here, here is the group I have just created. Okay, and so I can keep it active or hidden. We saw that before. There's my share options again. Okay, and here are the following actions that I could do. Okay, so I can add co-pilots, duplicate the group, work with the group notifications and set those, integrate with Teams, export data, and delete the group. Okay, but I want to show you that every time you create a group, you get the same default topic that's a kind of self-introduction topic. And so you can delete that if you want, or you can leave it and, maybe make it hidden, maybe you'll use it, or maybe you can turn it on later. So every time you create a group, okay, you will have an associated topic. Okay, now again, you can create a topic from within the groups. Notice I'm in the demo group. I can click Create Topic. Okay, I can also go back to discussion, and I see groups and topics, and I can create a topic outside of the group. So again, I can go into a particular group and create a topic within that group. And I'll back that up. Or I can go back to discussion and I can create a topic separately by clicking on topic and create a topic there. Okay, so I'm going to go into my demo group now, and I am going to create a brand new topic, and I'm going to call it Growing Up. Okay, and now the prompt is going to be, what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay, so that's an interesting question. I'm still trying to figure it out half the time. Okay, now I can do all kinds of things here. So I can record a video. I can upload a video I've already created. I can upload a Vimeo or YouTube video, upload an image, add a Giphy, add an emoji, and all these other things. Even Kahoot I can add in here. Okay, so lots of things that you can do to make this as interactive as possible. Now for permissions, okay, I am going to do the guest password for families. Nope, I'm going to skip that. Okay, and now I'm going to go down to topic moderation. Now this allows the instructor to view the video responses first before they're available to the class. So if you want to kind of view those first and make sure they're clean and appropriate for school, or they don't mention anything that you don't want mentioned, you can turn on the topic moderation. You can also extend the recording time. So the default is 1 minute and 30 seconds. You can go all the way up to 10 minutes if you really, let's say, want your students to present something. They can present a PowerPoint or something else. Okay, so again, you can adjust the recording time. Now you can also adjust how the comments are. They can be video and text comments from students, video comments only, text comments only, or no comments. And again, that's for students responding to other students using video and text comments. So you have to decide how you want students responding to other students. Okay, and now closed captioning, you can change the language or you can even turn them off. Okay, so that's great. Now more options. Okay, so you can add a link, up to 9 external links. Okay, so with this prompt, you can make it more complicated where students have to review various links to be able to answer. Okay, you can share lecture notes, all kinds of things. Now for status, for this topic, you can make it active, frozen where it's view only, or hidden. So, if you're developing it and you don't want students to see it yet, you can make it hidden. If you don't want them to respond yet, but you want them to be able to view the prompt for a few days, you would make it frozen. Okay, now you can also change the date, so you can schedule when it appears. Okay, and update your time zone as well if you need to. Okay, and then we also have notification frequency. So you can determine, receive email notifications when new videos and comments are submitted. So how often do you want to receive that notification? Probably daily when you have active discussions because you want to really know if students are responding. Okay, but you can decide on that. Also, do you want to allow students to get email notifications when new videos are added? Okay, so you can turn that on. Now, we also have all kinds of video features to show you, and you can look through those. A few I want to mention, allow students to like other student videos. I suggest you keep that turned off, because some students may be sensitive and they may get hurt feelings if not a lot of students watch their video. So something to think about. Now another thing I really like is sticky notes. So, and I'll show you this later, but when a student is recording, they can type a little cheat sheet next to them that does not appear on the video, and that helps kind of guide what they say. So instead of an actual physical piece of paper, they can put it on the screen next to where they're recording and just have it right up there to refer to. Okay, so now we also have feedback. So you can get basic feedback where you are responding to the students' responses, and I'll show you how to do that. But you can also use custom feedback, which is in essence creating a rubric. So you can add all kinds of criteria, okay, and you can, and I'll kind of skip that there, but you can add criteria to determine, what is an A paper, what is a B response, or I should say, etc. Okay, and so then let's create topic. And now I can share the topic the same way I could share the group if I wanted. I'm going to click all set. Okay, and so here is the prompt now. Okay, here is the topic. What do you want to be when you grow up? And so this is what the students will see. Notice it gave me a new join code to provide to the students so they get to this particular discussion, and then they can record a response, which we will go through in just a little bit. Now you can share again. You can use the immersive reader, and then there's also the different actions that you can do with the topic. You can edit it, record a response, submit to discovery, hide the topic, etc. Okay, and then you can also go back and edit the topic. Okay, so that is a description of how to create groups and how to create topics. Now that you've created a topic in Flipgrid, you may want to share that topic. And I want to show you how to do that specifically in Blackboard. So there's two ways to share your Flipgrid. And so I'm going to click share. And so notice before that we're in the discussion area, and here's all of my topics. I have topics selected, and then I'm going to click share on the growing up one that we created. Okay, so I get this page. Now I see this link here in the text box. I'm going to simply click copy, and that copies that link. Okay, now I'm going to go up here into Blackboard, and I'm going to find my sandbox under courses, okay, and that's, just my test space to show you. Now I have an assignments area, and so I can embed this link in anything. I'm going to just build content and build an item. I could build a blank page also, and I will call this test Flipgrid number 1 or something. Okay, now for that link, I'm going to go into my text editor and simply press Control V and hit enter. And so I get this, it tells me the name of the Flipgrid I've created, and it simply says check out this Flipgrid. And now I'm going to click submit. I'm going to scroll to the bottom to show you what that looks like. So with this first option of putting your Flipgrid into Blackboard, the students would have to click it and then click the link that takes them to the Flipgrid website with that specific join code. Okay, and now they see the prompt and they can record the response here or here, and then over here on the right side would be all the responses. I haven't had any because we just created it, so you won't see them. So that is one option to take your Flipgrid and put it into Blackboard. Now so I just kind of reversed out of there, and here is my Flipgrid that I've embedded into my course. Okay, now I'm going to come back to Flipgrid, and I'm going to show you a different way to put your Flipgrid into your course. So right here in the middle, this double bracket says copy embed code, and I'm just going to click on that. Now I'm going to go back to my Flipgrid, and I'm going to edit. And I want to delete what I just did, and if I try to backspace, it just goes away, which is great. Now I have this source code button that looks very similar to this copy embed code link. Okay, and so I'm going to click that and press Control V to paste whatever it is that Flipgrid gave me. And then I'm going to press Save. And now notice that it embeds the Flipgrid prompt right into your Blackboard. So I'm going to hit Submit, and I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and this is what the students would see. So instead of before it was much smaller and they had to click and click again, here it's just right there. So you can decide, how you want your page to look. Do you want this much space taken up, or do you want the first option where you just copied the link? Okay, so either way will work for students. It's just all a matter of preference. And so that's how easy it is to share your Flipgrid with Blackboard. Okay, now I would like to show you Flipgrid from the student experience. So what will the students see and what will they do once they receive your join code? So they are going to go to flipgrid.com, and then you will provide them the join code for the topic that you specifically want them to answer. So I have one here, BBC 3B557. And so that's all the student would need to do. They do not need to sign up for an account or anything, and they're going to click go. And it takes them right to just my topic. It doesn't have anything to do with the group or any of those settings. Now here they see my title, they see the prompt, they see my little Giphy that I put in there. Okay, and I could have other links that we saw and videos and so on. Now what I want to show you first is the ADA compliance that you can achieve, or that Flipgrid provides rather, with this what we call immersive reader. So if the student has some disabilities or trouble with reading or writing or whatever, this will really help them. So I am going to play the response or the prompt.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
And maybe that's a little bit fast. So next to the little arrow here, we have the speaker, and now I have voice speed. So I can slow that down a bit and play it again.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
So that might really help some to have it slowed down. Here we can also change it to a male voice.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, and I can adjust the speed.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Again. Now, off to the right, there are 3 options for what you can do with this immersive reader. The first one says text preferences, and so you can adjust the font size, which could be very helpful for some. You can increase or decrease the spacing. So if I turn this off, you see that the letters get closer together, and then if I increase the spacing, it's more spread apart. Now we have only 3 fonts to choose from, so you can see which is the most readable to you. And this is something, by the way, that the student can do without anyone knowing. It's just on their screen. And then they can pick the color combinations of themes that they may want. Okay, something that may be easier for them to see. And you see there's many combinations here. Okay, so maybe they choose that. Okay, so I've got a fewer colors here and kind of reduce that. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working there, but anyway. Okay, and then we also have this show source formatting. Okay, and that will show you where the particular words come from. Now, up on the middle option here, grammar options. Okay, you can turn this on to show a little dot between syllables. And when I had first done this, I wondered, why did the dots not show up? If you look at every word in the sentence, they're all one syllable. So if I had a word that had more than one syllable, the syllables would be separated by a dot. And that just can help with readability for some. Now, another thing that's very helpful is I can highlight parts of speech. All of the nouns will turn this color, and I can change the color. And I didn't see anything change, so there's no nouns in this sentence. Okay, verbs, turn that on. So do and want, be and grow are all verbs. Adjectives, I don't see anything turning green, so no adjectives here, and no adverbs. Okay, so show labels, and then they show also the parts of speech above each one, as well as the color coding. So that could be really helpful for language courses, especially introductory language courses where students are learning parts of speech and such. Okay, now on the right, we can also turn on reading preference. And so line focus, if you turn that on, it checks this first option to show everything with one line, or I can come back to showing, half of the screen here. Or if I turn the line focus off, I get back to the whole screen. Okay, I also have a picture dictionary. Okay, and that could, if I turn it on, apparently, let's see if anything happens there.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, so I'm not seeing where the Pictionary dictionary is really used here. It may be working for a different type of sentence. Okay, so you can definitely explore that. Now, the one thing that is very helpful for foreign language classes is you can have this translated into any language you want. I'm just going to select Bulgarian. And so I can go by word.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, and that read it in English. But if I do the whole document, it changes it to Bulgarian. And now if I click here, it will read it.
Какъв искаш да станеш, когато поръснеш?
Okay. And I can click on a particular word, and I can hear the word in Bulgarian.
Поръснеш.
And I can hear it in English.
Grow up.
And then I have the direct translation. Okay, so this immersive reader should really help a lot of students to be able to understand what you mean when you mean it. Okay, so that is a wonderful feature of Flipgrid. Now I want to show you what the student needs to do to respond. They simply need to click record a response. Okay, and just to come back here, we saw that in two particular places. Okay, so if I come back, we also have record a response here. It's going to take me to the same place. Now, before we record our video, okay, two things at the top are very helpful. Three things, actually. Here is the time limit of the video, and the teacher can set that longer or shorter, I think up to 4 minutes. Okay, right here where it says growing up, it actually shows the prompt. So if it's more complicated or the student just forgets, they can have it right here with all important links and such. Okay, and that will not show up on the video. The other thing I really like is the sticky note. And so the student can perhaps type some notes to themselves of things they might like to say. So what do you want to be when you grow up? A writer, a ballerina, the President of the United States, whatever they want to talk about. So that's kind of their little cheat sheet. Now there's all kinds of fun and helpful options and effects that they can use. So under options, they can upload another video clip. They can switch to mic only, and that gets rid of the video, so it's just going to be the audio. I shut that off, and now you see my video and audio. You hear it. I can mirror the video and get my best side. And I can mute myself, and then you don't hear what I'm saying. And then you don't hear what I'm saying is what I said. Okay, and then you can also record the screen, which would be really helpful if you want a student to demonstrate something, let's say a PowerPoint presentation or something they've coded or anything that's online that they want to share their screen with you. So that's a really powerful option that can be used in lots of ways. Now they also have all kinds of fun effects that they can use. So they can change the filter and just kind of change the coloring in there. And if I click back, I get all the options again. They can use the text, and let's see, they can write whatever they want in whatever style that they want. And then they can move it around the screen. And this is all before recording the video. Now, the next thing that they can do is they can ink. Excuse me. So they can draw on the board in whatever color they want. And it would obviously be better to have a stylus. But this would be really great for math or math-related subjects in particular for them to demonstrate they know how to do a problem. Now back to effects, they can change into a whiteboard and communicate with you through writing. And that's nice because they can make it graph paper, they can have a background, and there's all kinds of other options for them to change their screen. Okay, but again, if you want to see them, you might ask them not to use this option. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the beginning and click off, and so none of the boards will show. Now back to our effects panel, stickers can be very helpful, especially for students who are really shy. So they can actually put an emoticon or a image, a sticker right in front of their face, which is okay, and then you can still hear them and see their background and such. So if you have your shyer students, you can suggest that so they can at least respond through video. Okay, now you also can, or they can upload a custom sticker by putting their own image in there. Okay, and then also, coming back here, there are several different frames that you can use, okay, or the student can use. Okay, and now we can record. So I'm going to stay behind, or here, I'm going to straighten up there, and so I'm behind my little sticker, and I'm going to record. This is the first part of the video. This is the first part of the video. Now let's say let's say I want to record onto there another segment. I forgot something. So I can click add more, and maybe I can even change my effects if I want, but I'm going to leave them as is and record. This is the second part of the video. This is the first part of the video. This is the second part of the video. And I did that to show you that now I can switch the two. This is the second part of the video. This is the first part of the video. And so you can add on, which is great, and rearrange what you've done to do some video editing there. Okay, now I'm going to click next, and my video is done, but now I want to submit a nice picture and a description. So maybe my display name is Jennifer Schneid's video. And maybe I can upload a link if I want to, or I can have a description. This is the amazing video from Jennifer Schneid or something like that. Okay, and now over here under the picture, you can change what your picture will be that the instructor would see. So you can select a frame from the video itself. Let's say, here they all look alike. Okay, but let's say you go through and you find a nice shot. You can select it and confirm. You can take a selfie instead. And so I'm going to take a selfie, and I'm going to get rid of this emoji there. And I'm going to kind of center in and smile. Okay, my camera's a little to the side there, but anyway, and I could add effects. I could look at the mirror image. Okay, and I can confirm that. Or another thing I can do if I'm not happy with that is I can upload my own photo. And so maybe I will upload a photo I like more and put it into my frame and all of that. Okay, and so this is the video and the picture of the video that I'm going to submit to my instructor. Okay, and so then it says uploading your video. And now you get a link that you can share with friends, as well as downloading a QR code. Okay, and I'm going to press done, and that's going to send it to my instructor. Now your instructor or the instructor may want to review the videos before they show up down here, so you may not see it right away. It also needs time to process. But it is pretty quick that the video would show up, and then you could look at videos of other students as well. So that is how the student will go about creating a Flipgrid from your assignment. Okay, now I want to show you how to view and grade the responses that you get. So you're going to log into Flipgrid, and this is you as the instructor now, so you've established hopefully your educator's sign up, and now click login. Okay, and I'm going to click on the growing up topic that we've created. Okay, and when I do that, okay, and let's say I want to click on the first response to grade it. Well, notice this is there we go, we'll pause it there. Looks kind of crazy. But notice right here, you have many things that you can do to give that student your feedback. So under details, notice that you have the join code for that student video, okay, and you have what they have written, okay, and then you can make it active or hidden. You can share this information, and then there's all of these actions that you can do with their video. But the main thing I want to show you on this page is that you can add a public comment for everybody to read. Okay, so that will be anybody can see it, not just the student, but the whole class. Whereas if I click feedback up here, I can record a private video for just the student. Okay, or I can also have my grading rubric here, and I can provide private text feedback as well. Okay, so you can go with both the recorded video feedback or just the typed feedback. And then you can email that feedback, or you can copy that feedback link as well. Now, if you go to edit, you can edit details about that particular user's video, okay, and anything else that you want to be able to edit in what they've submitted. Okay, and you can update it. And then the last part is closed captions. And so what the student said in the video is recorded. And notice that the times are recorded. This is the second video. This is the first video. But remember, I had switched them. So the second part of the video actually came first. Okay, and then you can download those captions as well if that's something that's going to help you. Now, another thing to notice is while the video is playing, okay, you can adjust some settings. So you can adjust that playback speed, or you can also use the immersive reader to be able to view what they have. Okay, so, and to be able to provide that feedback. Okay, so that is how one would respond to these videos. Okay, and the other thing I want to show you is how to access pre-made Flipgrids. So you can actually, this is the discovery area, and just back to what we created in our growing up topic, one of the actions is I can submit my Flipgrid to this discovery area. And so the discovery area are all the pre-made Flipgrids that other people have created that you might use. Okay, and then you can have your own library also of your collections or your topics that you've submitted. I haven't submitted anything, so it's blank. Okay, but for discovery here, you can look and search through all different things that you might be interested in. I'm going to choose math because I was a math professor before this. Okay, and so just curious to see which one does not belong. Okay, and so this is a Flipgrid somebody has created that I may want to reuse in my class. So it's a wonderful library, and you can search by subject. There's the community, and you can search through the topics as well. Okay, so let me minimize this for just a second here. Okay, and so, okay, if you, what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and jot down a few ideas of how you could use Flipgrid with your students. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to write down some great ideas that you can use. Now, I'm going to tell you some best practices and some things that I have found online that other teachers are using for Flipgrid. So hopefully some of the ideas you just jotted down are on my list. Okay, one thing you can use Flipgrid for is an icebreaker prompt of some sort so that the students can all get to know each other and you can get to know them. You can use it to quiz students, and you can use it for students to demonstrate something on their video, whether it be playing a musical instrument or showing you a problem that they've worked out or a PowerPoint. So it's really powerful what the student can do. There's all kinds of alternatives. So one of the things I just mentioned is the students can record a video presentation. And remember that Flipgrid has up to 10 minutes that they can respond in their video. Okay, so for anything longer, you would not use this tool. Okay, but that's really great. And you can also share book reviews and have students comment on the book or the review or both. Okay, and you can use Flipgrid to really accommodate all types of learners because of that immersive reader in there. It's going to really help students who are hearing or visually challenged or both be able to understand the prompt, and then the video allows them to be able to record what they want in a less restricted environment. Now, for language arts, just for some specific topic areas, okay, students can respond to a prompt about a reading or viewing of a video, and they could do that for any topic. There's something I found called the 30-second book challenge, where students share about their favorite book in 30 seconds or less. Okay, so that would really help them to kind of, figure out what's so great about their book and help them be more succinct with their descriptions. Now, they can, or you can both, dress up as a research character for a presentation. So that might be really, something also for history classes that you and the students can do. And another idea I really like is a class-built story, where you start a story and then the first person to respond continues the story. And then the next person to respond continues the story further. So that could be a really engaging, creative way to include your entire class in an activity. Now, for math-related classes, definitely working through a math problem and having students demonstrate how they worked through one would be very good. Okay, and also record knowledge of prior knowledge on a topic and compare after the unit is completed. Okay, so that would be interesting, kind of see what students know before you teach the topic, and then they can record a video for after the topic has been taught. Okay, and so, okay, in doing that, it'd be great to be able to compare the two. Okay, now another thing that you can do is you can brainstorm or have students brainstorm a particular engineering or other design process to solve a particular problem or accomplish a certain goal. For computer science classes, students can demonstrate a coding project. Remember, they can share their screen, they can explain their project, and any ideas for improvement, what issues they encountered, how they debugged their program, etc. So this will be a really great way to see what students are up to. And then for music classes, students could play their musical instruments to demonstrate that they've mastered a particular piece. Okay, so those were just some ideas of how you can use Flipgrid. Hopefully you got some of the items on my list. Okay, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video and will be able to use Flipgrid in your classes. So if you have any questions, please contact us at ciol@mdc.edu. Thank you and have a wonderful day.